UFG family, what up though? So this is season 2, episode 1. And I have a very, very special guest with me. Just met him here at CreatorCon, and we got Jimmy here. So
yeah, man.
Jimmy is going to introduce himself, and we're going to kick it a little bit, man. And Jim, you actually my first guest, man.
I get to be the first guest?
You the first guest, man.
The first guest?
Very first.
Man, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Very first guest. So let them know who you are, man.
Yeah,
What you about?
Yeah, I'm Jimmy Nelson. I'm a local real estate agent here in Detroit, Metro Detroit area. Have my team out in Macomb. It's EXP Elite. And I do a podcast too, so that's the Elite Real Estate Podcast. You can see the Elite kind of following everything, right?
Oh yeah, man.
So the Elite trend, and man, this is one of the things I like about CreatorCon, right? It brings people like us together, right? Yes. You're doing your thing, and you're talking about shoes. So that's what attracted me over here was, I have my Jordans on today. My Jordan ones.
He put his J's on. Hey, look, yesterday he had some dope Air Force Ones on. He said, tomorrow I'm going to have my Jordans on.
That's
he
right.
did it. Man of his word. Man of his word.
That's right. But, man, like the sneaker culture, man, I love it so much. And one of the things I like so much now is I get to speak on stage a lot, right? So I get asked. I was down in Miami a couple weeks ago speaking on stage down in Miami. I was in, different places. And so now I just wear my sneakers everywhere. So now it's become like, everybody's like, what's the next sneaker you're wearing, right? So now I got to keep my game up, though.
Yeah. It's a rabbit hole, man.
Yeah,
I swear it is, man.
Yeah.
It's a rabbit hole. So, but that's dope, man. So as y'all can see, the link between sneaker culture and everything else, man, it's always different conduits that connect us all together. And being here at CreatorCon is amazing. So is this your first time at CreatorCon?
No, it's actually my third. So
okay.
So the very first CreatorCon, we were the only podcast there.
Really?
Yeah, and then it's grown into where it's at now.
That's
right?
dope, man.
So Rob and I'm the OG podcaster here.
OG.
Right? Yeah, I'm the OG podcaster here. So, but man, like it's community, right? It's we're all the creator community.
Yep.
And we're all thinking about doing the same thing. And like the sneaker culture, right? Is coming is encompassing into the professionals now, right?
Absolutely.
Like you watch ESPN, you watch all the things, right?
Yep.
Everybody's wearing sneakers, right? So it becomes a thing. It's a talking feature.
Yeah, it is. And with that being said, this is your third time. How do you rank this CreatorCon to the other two that you've been to?
Yeah, and the facility here, I mean, so the other two were at the Garden Theater, which were amazing.
Yeah.
But this has blown up into so much, he just didn't have room anymore, right?
Yeah.
And so this one has been really cool because of all the people. Like I said, you can hear the buzz in the background.
Yes.
When I jumped on the mic on my podcast, and you're here too, it's you're starting to hear the buzz around, and it's actually kind of slow at the moment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, it was crazy last night.
Last night was crazy.
It was crazy last night. It was like, man, so, but this is, first experience for me and my brand, and this is a wonderful experience, man. And I've been to different, like, sneaker conventions, private Jordan brand events. I've been to certain things.
Yeah.
That's really, really dope, and
I
this
need to start
ranks
hanging
up there
out with you
with
more,
them.
because I need to get some of those events, right?
Hey, man, we are going to hang together, man. This guy's going to teach me all how to sell houses, man.
There we go. Look out for your next realtor.
I know, man. And so those who know me, y'all know that I've been push-pull with the real estate thing. And that's what drew me to him.
We're pulling.
Yeah, man, we're going to go all in. Go all in, man. So, what season are you on with your podcast?
So I'm still in season 1, right? But I'm on episode 20 something.
Okay.
But I had a different podcast that I did for 4 years before that one.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I just recently went through a rebrand. Is the reason I'm in season 1.
Okay.
But you can find it. It's the Elite Real Estate Podcast. You can find it everywhere you find podcasts, right? Apple, Stitcher. I also stream live every Friday.
Dope.
Every Friday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. I live stream, so on YouTube. On YouTube, it's Jimmy Nelson Real Estate, and all those places. So you can find it wherever. But I love it. It's kind of become a passion of mine.
Yeah, man.
Right? And finally I get to talk to people. Right?
Yeah. Hey, that's dope, man. So Jim, I'm not gonna take too much of your time up, man.
No, man,
I really appreciate you being my very first guest. Appreciate it, brother.
I appreciate it so much, man. I thank you so much. That's awesome.
And he wore his J's today, as he promised.
That's what I did.
So, hey, you guys continue to tap in. Make sure y'all go over and follow Jim, man. You can learn a few things. Take it from the professional right here, man. So, again, I appreciate you, my brother, and you have a good weekend, man.
Thanks, man.
And we'll see y'all on our next guest, all right?
Appreciate you all.
We're still here at CreatorCon, and I got a really dope individual with me, man. and he's putting on for the city. And I ain't gonna do him no justice. I'm gonna let him tell y'all. My brother Tamashian, man, why don't you let the people know who you are? If they don't know, I'm pretty sure they know who you are already. Let them know some of your work, what you into, and everything in between, bro.
Tamashian from Grand River and Schoolcraft.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
West Side.
Yeah. Detroiter.
7 Mile Greenfield.
Okay, all right. You know what? I lived on like so many different places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if I can go to a city or a street right now where I recognize a lot of people, it's Grand River Schoolcraft. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm a filmmaker. I've been doing films for. We shot our first one in 2011 called "A Love That Hurts," and it's literally on YouTube right now. And it just passed 4 million views on YouTube for our first movie. For a movie to be, 4 million is really, really big. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we shot that movie in 2011. And since then, I've done about 15 different movies. And you know what I'm saying? I love filmmaking. If I can, I love playing pickleball too. So if I got to stop playing pickleball to shoot some films, then I'm shooting films.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
That's that passion right there, man. So, just about, you said 15 films, right?
Yeah.
It's so much that go into filmmaking, man. Can you explain the process from the ethos of it, from when you get that, like we was just talking about visionary, Dame Dash was just talking about visualizing.
Yeah.
And when you start there, either from a vision board, a thought, a conversation, anything that stimulates that motion, explain that process, bro. When you start in square one, like we like to say, in the mud, and you take it to the next level.
Yeah.
How does that go for you personally?
I mean, I encourage people to actually just take it to the next level. So what happens is people become intoxicated with the idea of filmmaking. Right. Ooh, I want to make a movie. Ooh, I want to go to a class. Ooh, I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can read about learning how to swim. Yeah. You can listen to a podcast about learning how to swim. Yep. You can go to conferences about learning how to swim. When you gonna learn how to swim is when what?
You get in the water.
You jump in that water. You know what I'm saying? So like, everybody want to make a movie and they coming up with these ideas, man. You got to go out. You got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I encourage people, go out and make a bad movie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I would say, look at the credits on a movie. Hundreds of different job roles and responsibilities. Find out what the first AD do. Find out what the gaffer is, what the grip does, what the sound mixer is. You know what I'm saying? Like, understand the roles that it take to bring this film to fruition, and then figure out where you want to jump in. So if you want to be a writer, director, or whatever, like, understand what that is. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people go out and make movies, they don't understand the craftsmanship that goes on behind it, because it is a craft.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, don't be a lifelong student where you just so busy learning about it that you don't do it. Yeah, you got to execute it. That's the key. What separated a lot of people in Detroit, a lot of people be like, look, I don't care if they laugh at me. I don't care if the acting is bad, if the lighting is bad. You know what? I'm about to make something.
We doing it. For sure.
And then if I make a couple dollars off of that, cool. But what? My next one going to be better. My next one going to be better because I'm eventually learn. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that answered the question. You know what I'm saying? I can keep on rolling.
No, man. I mean, you hit it on the nail, man. You hit the nail on the head. And that's exactly, like, to kind of insert myself in that. I've been on YouTube and doing my thing as far as sneakers go for a couple years, but I always wanted to do a podcast, but I kept telling myself I was that student. I kept looking at self-educating, but I kept telling myself, wait till I get the right camera or get the right mic, or when I get the right mixer. And then it was just at one point with me and my wife, we just was like, hey, we about to do this.
Yeah.
I went to Best Buy, bought a $150 mic, just started.
And we own.
I filmed the whole thing in my living room.
And we own. That's it. That's it.
It's one of them things. You just got to jump in the water and you figure it out. You tread or you going to sink.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But if you sink, you're going to come back up, bro. So,
look, man, what's the worst that can happen? Right. You start over. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when it's something that you love. I can definitely tell you got a passion and you love what you do, and it's infectious, bro. Like, secular work, I got a wife, 2 small children. I got to do things to provide, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to be able to love doing work. Where it don't even feel like work. I bet for you, it don't even feel like work.
It don't. But listen, I'm like 20 years into the game though. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like I was working my 9 to 5, and then my 5 to 9 I was making movies. Right. I was taking vacations to make movies. Like I can't do 15 films, and I was working full time. I didn't quit my job till 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? 3 years ago, that's when I started doing full-time filmmaking. But from 2011 to 3 years ago, I was working full-time and making movies, writing, critiquing scripts, putting together a crew, paying for stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I was sleepy, you know what I'm saying? So you go to work 10, 12 hours, and now I got to work on this movie. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to be passionate about it to that, because one day your 5 to 9 is going to replace your 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? When that happened, that's when you got the freedom, man. Jessica Caremore, she said something the other, like one of the podcasts I was listening to. Mm-hmm. She said freedom was the most powerful word in the English language. Like to wake up in the morning and do what you want to do, and like don't have to be told you got to be somewhere at a certain time. You can set your own schedule and work on the stuff you passionate about. Man. Like freedom. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not fit to go back to work. Right. Like I tasted freedom, man. If I go back to work, and I work in engineering, if I go back to work, bro, I'm plotting on how to get up out of there. Like on my lunch breaks, I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying? They got me with them golden handcuffs, you know what I'm saying? Because they offer you a nice bag, but like you can't pay me enough to stop me from doing what I love to do. You know what I'm saying?
And just the authenticity of that without any reservations. You know, like you said, nobody can push you back in that world, man. Yeah. And that's that motivation. I bet that powers you, that fuels you. Like I'm not going back that way.
Oh yeah.
So we gotta keep this going, man.
But it's nothing wrong if I gotta go back there for a minute because stuff don't work out. There's no shame in that. Yeah. That's the beauty of trying stuff, that you can fail and be like, you know what, it ain't work. Let me go back and then let me get back better. You know what I'm saying? So. Like I've been tempted to go back a couple times. I was looking at the having more money at the end of the money. Have you ever had that? Now I ain't say money at the end of the money at the end of the month. More month at the end of your money. That's it. See, I done had that happen before, and the wife looking at me like, "Hey, baby, one of us got to go back to work." And I'm like, stuff happened, but you gotta work it out, man.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to navigate. So. For those that's going to listen and tune in, this will be streamed on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and then also on my YouTube channel. They'll be able to see us visually. Can you help those that's participating, that's listening? What would you give them as far as a bit of advice if they're stuck in that, they're like planted, but they want to do something else? What would you, what kind of bone would you throw them?
If they planted like in their own job, or they want to get into film or something like that.
Yeah, they want to do their passion, but it's like they planted. They can't break away from that.
Yeah. So, I mean, you one decision away from changing your life. Like the first thing that comes is it's a mental thing. You have to be mentally prepared in order to jump into this thing. And then you got to prepare. It's like you got to look at your budget and be like, all right, how much money do I need to not receive any money? Like how many months can I go? So I need to raise this amount of money so I can go ahead and do this. So you got to put things in place. Like I ain't just quit my job. Like, all right, baby, I'm quitting. It took a while. We had to save up. We had to set things in place. But when you make a decision to leave and you make a decision to pursue your passion, that's like the biggest step. Is making not a man. I want when you fully commit. Like when you commit, then ain't no turning back. You're gonna go ahead and pursue it. But and then utilize your what I call transferable skills. So if you in the financing or whatever, and you go to filmmaking, well now you can do the budget. Right. Now you can put the wardrobe in an Excel spreadsheet and come and you know what I'm saying? Like you can utilize all those skills that you had in that corporate job or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of Detroit filmmakers were ex drug dealers. A lot of them they're not selling any drugs anymore. They doing films, but those are some transferable skills. They got a product. They figured out a way to manufacture it and get it out to the public, and now they're contributing to society and employing people. and they not doing anything illegally. You know what I'm saying? So like filmmaking, man, it's been like one of the best things that I've seen happen to Detroit, like in a long time, bro.
Bro, it's so much. I say this all the time, bro. There's so much motion in the city right now, man. So much, man. And in the entertainment world as well. So as far as like your catalog goes, you named a couple of the movies that you directed and everything like that. What can we look forward to next? What's up next?
So we just dropped a movie called A Mirror of Deception. Go to amirrorofdeception.com and watch that movie, bro. That's my latest film. If I can do a film where I'm like the most passionate about, like this is the first one I wrote, directed, and produced.
Come on,
like I've directed and I've produced a lot of movies, but this is the first one where I did all three. And it started because I was teaching my class how to utilize AI in filmmaking. And we came up with a poster, we came up with an idea, and we used ChatGPT and Midjourney and Canva. We came up with a poster. And when I got to the crib, I was like, man, that's a good movie, man. So I started writing it, you know what I'm saying? And we started writing in November of last year, and we just premiered it in September. And it's one of the most beautiful films that you will see that's coming out of Detroit right now. And the thing is, other filmmakers are saying this. I'm saying it's dope, but other filmmakers are saying that this is the most polished film that they've seen come out of Detroit. So check it out. Watch the trailer for yourself. Like go to A Mirror of Deception. You got to put the A in there. amirrorofdeception.com. You know what I'm saying? Much love up in here. amirrorofdeception.com and check it out, man. And that's it.
Hey, man, Tamashi, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for taking time out, man, and seeing the podcast and willing to sit down and chat with me for a minute.
Man, thanks for having me, bro. I mean, I think we need each other, man. Like, you need people to have dope content. People need you. You know what I'm saying? To get their content out. You know what I'm saying?
And on top of that, you're my technically second ever guest on the
technically
show. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. But that's what's up, man. Well, thank my man Loaf. You know what I'm saying? Hooked it on up. You know what I'm saying?
Put it together, man. So, again, if y'all never been to CreatorCon, you don't know what you're missing. If you're a creative, if you're anyone that has a passion for this, for any of the arts, man, from fashion to movies to music to anything, you need to be in spaces like these to help you grow and to nurture relationships and cultivate professional relationships with people. You never know who you're going to meet. So before I say deuces to you, bro, and thank you so much for everything, man, I always have a saying that I say at the end of all my YouTube videos.
Okay.
I say keep making noise until somebody hear you. And when they hear you, because they will hear you, you stay ready, so you never have to get ready.
That's what's up.
So that's my.
I receive that. I receive that, man.
Yeah,
you said it's kind of like just a spiritual show. You know what I'm saying? Like I receive that, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? Make noise until you heard, man.
Yeah, keep doing it, y'all. Keep going.
That's what's up.
Hey, I appreciate you. Why don't you let them know one more time where they can find all your content, all your movies, everything.
Yeah. The best thing to do is you can go to my IG. So it's Tamashion TV. So that's TIMASHION TV. Or you can go to Tamashion.com, TIMASHION.com. And then you can check all that. Just hit me on the email. Look at some of the videos and check my link tree. It got a list of all the stuff that I'm working on. So, but definitely check out A Mirror of Deception, baby.
Deception, y'all. Don't forget the A in the beginning. A Mirror of Deception.
That's right.
Hey, thanks again, my brother.
All right, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, fam.
All right, UFG family. So we got our next guest. Our next guest, my man Corey, my man Cole, and he's also in the movie and content creation field, man. So I won't do it no justice. Go ahead and let them know who you are, man. What you doing, bro?
My name is Corey. You can call me Cole. Chill on Corey on Instagram. I'm a content creator, editor, actor, and recently a TV producer because I got my first TV deal in the beginning. No, the end of 2022. So about a year and a half now.
Hey, that's dope. Yeah. That's dope. So what's some of the content that you put out, man, and like where can people find your content?
Okay. So my name on all my social media channels is always and forever Chill on Corey. All one word, no underscore. The content that I create is a lot of pop culture. We talk about a lot of we talk about a lot of taboo stuff that goes on in life. I have a show called The Code, which is one of my main projects that I work on, and that's the one that's on Tubi.
Okay.
And I took a lot of topics, stuff that we as young adults go through, and we give it a code, right? So everybody's sitting there. It's like 25, 30 people, and we all sitting there one at a time talking about different opinions on different things that we go through in life. And I take all those interviews and I chop them up into one big show. So by the end of the show, you should have, let's say the topic is podcast. We're just talking about podcasts. You should have your own opinion or code on what a podcast is.
Hey, that's dope. I like that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's it. That's what it's called. Yeah.
That's dope. So, where does it start for you, bro? Like when you know, as I was talking to Tomasian right before you.
Yeah.
And like Dame was talking about vision boards, and seeing it. And even Rob said something when he hits him in the shower. Pause. You know. The vision hits him, he's ready. You know, he writes it down. So what's your process, bro? When you see a vision, because you being a director or creator, you have to see things, and sometimes people ain't gonna see your vision, right? So to you, it's clear, it's crystal clear.
Yeah.
So what's the process for you in that beginning stages to manifest it, like the ethos of it, to where we see it, the public?
Okay. A lot of my ideas come to me while I'm just by myself, and I sit with the thought, and everything that I created, they're just my thought babies, right? So when I get these thoughts, no matter where I'm at, whether that's in the shower, in the car, in bed, about to go to bed, just woke up, I sit with it for a few days, and I nurture it, and I treat it like what Dame said on stage, like it's my dream, and I let it run wild, and I see the completion of it, right? But then once I wake up from that daydream or that dream, I usually just bring it to my production team, which is compiled of my best friends. So I bring these crazy ideas to them, and they support me through and through.
That's dope.
So even if the idea is crazy to them, I say, hey, what if we film something like blank? And then instead of being like, I don't know if I'm able to do that. You know, I don't know how to edit like that. I don't know how to record like that. You know, my friends go, okay, well, we could try it.
Figure it
you know,
out.
we got the stuff. So my best friend Lando, I call him with these ideas all the time, and he bounces them back to me, or he'll give me a different perspective that I ain't even think about. And by the end of the conversation, I'm like, this thought baby is like, it is growing now. It's growing, and it's starting to turn into real life. And within days, weeks, months of the thought just originally coming to me, we usually film it.
Wow. So that's dope, man, to see that creative process. With me being a creative too, not so much on a movie or TV show scale, but just content creating for like YouTube channels and all that kind of thing. And again, I'm gonna say this on camera. I told you off camera. So just real quick, y'all. Corey asked a really good question to the filmmakers when they was up there, man. And he spoke from the heart, from a space where he put his hard-earned, his soul into a project.
Sure did.
And it didn't give him back what he thought he should have got back. Whether that's money, whether that's views, whatever, it didn't reciprocate what he felt. And I felt that 100%, and it moved me just to walk up to him afterwards and just dap him up like, look, I feel you, bro, keep going, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm nowhere near the movie world, in the movie space.
That you know of.
Yeah, that
you know of. I didn't know I was close until it happened, so I had to cut you off there.
There you go. Hey, thank you. Thank you. So that's positive reinforcement that I knew. But anyway, it's a lot of people who probably listening, and it's a lot of people who watching, and they'll probably have those sentiments and feelings that it didn't get back. Can you kind of expound more on that, if it's okay?
Yeah.
You can expound more on that feeling, and what project was it, and what did you feel like you should have got back?
Okay. So it's The Code. You know, it's the show The Code. I started it on Instagram and YouTube.
Okay.
And it was just one of my thought babies that I brought to my best friends. Like, hey, let's create this. And it did so well on the internet. It was going viral. You know, everybody was watching it. People calling me out in public. Like, I got this cool thing, right? And everybody's telling me this should be on TV. Like, this feels like a TV show. Like, it should be past YouTube. And I'm like, I'm hearing all of these, but I don't know how to do that. So Dennis Reed reached out to me, who was on that stage. You know, that's who I asked the question to. And he gave me the opportunity to put that on streaming services. So I'm in my head thinking, if it does so well on the internet, right? If I put it on TV, I'm not only going to get like the same response, but it's going to be like this is it, right? This is it. I just did it. I'm calling my mom. I'm calling my family. Like, I have a TV show, which is still cool to this day. It's still super cool. I don't mean to ever make it sound like it's not. But when it reached, the streaming services, the numbers just didn't reflect what they did on the internet or on YouTube. They like people were watching, but what my expectations were and what actually happened just weren't the same thing. Or what I was being told by my production company, the possibilities of what the heights that I could reach, I just didn't reach them with that project. So when that happens, it's very discouraging. And you had just said that to me off camera. It's discouraging when the numbers don't reflect the work that you put in. So with that being said, I got really discouraged, damn, if I reach out to someone else, to work on another project, or I reach back to the same production company, do I look bad because my first project has those numbers? Does that look like I just don't have the capability of actually moving forward and putting another project out or putting another season of the project out? And that's a feeling that I can't even honestly say that I've gotten past. That's a feeling that I'm learning to get past as of right now. Yeah.
But just to be encouraging, man, just like Dennis had told you up there, bro, you did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether the numbers reflect it or not, you finished the project, bro. You brought your vision to fruition.
Yeah.
And that within itself is dope.
I appreciate that.
So, man, again, bro, I appreciate the time. I don't want to take too much of your time up, man.
No, I appreciate
Thank you for stopping by, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was dope.
We locked in, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Bro, for sure.
I'm glad we could cross paths like that just now.
Man. Yeah. So if y'all listening, and I'm going to tell you, just like I told Tamashian, one of the things that I say at the end of all my YouTube videos, keep making noise until somebody hear you. Because one day, somebody going to hear you.
Thanks.
When they do hear you, you stay ready, so you never have to get ready. Man.
That's fact. This is great advice. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, y'all be on the lookout. Again, let them know where you at, where they can find you, your Instagram, YouTube, everything, Tubi, all that.
Everything internet related has always, and will always be Chill on Corey. And you can find my project on Tubi by searching Corey Hauser or just the code, and you see my beautiful brown face on the cover. That's it.
All right, bro. Thanks again, man. I appreciate you, bro. All right, y'all. So we still here at CreatorCon. My next guest, man, my brother Khalid, man. So I just met him today at CreatorCon. And again, he's into the fashion world. And I'm going to let them know what you about, man. Let them know your name, what you about, where they can find your content and your product.
Okay. All right, first off, I'm going to let y'all know my name is Khalid. I'm an artist and a designer. I have a clothing brand by the name AXC Apparel, but it's also known as American Exchange. I also provide services within my brand, like graphic design services, printing and manufacturing services as well. So we really like a one-stop shop. You can find us on Instagram at american.x.change and on Facebook at American X Change. So yeah.
Hey, that's dope, bro. So do you guys have a physical space where somebody can go buy your merch?
As of right now, we started out, producing clothes, and it's mainly we have a website more so, which is axcapparel.com. We don't have a physical space as of right now, but we do have a physical space when it comes to printing services. So we have a print shop in Brooklyn, New York right now, and then we also work with a lot of manufacturers overseas. I would say one of them is in Portugal. I believe.
Wow. Yeah, so off camera, me and Khalil, we was kicking it, bro. And let them know your plan on, if that's okay, to let them know your plan on where you trying to get to, because I felt like what you said was so deep that I never heard nobody say that. You trying to be the supplier, you trying to be that guy. So
yeah.
What is it on the menu, man?
So initially, when I started out with my brand, I was around 15 years old. I didn't have too many places I can go to seek knowledge or even have the platform for somebody to help me. So it took me a while to understand what I was trying to do with my brand, and then now I really see the vision. I want to be able to provide the services and then also help the up and coming with the services that I have and all the knowledge that I've obtained over time. I want to be more so something like a Gildan. I want to provide the blanks for the new brands coming. Even if you want to go as far as starting it from scratch, from scratch to printing it and then producing it and putting it in people's faces. I also want to get to the point where we have a marketing team and then we can market the apparel too. So it's like it's really a one-stop shop. You ain't got to go nowhere else.
Yeah. Hey, y'all hear it, man. So just to speak to that more so, you said you've been in the fashion, you've been creating your own line since 15, bro.
Yes, sir.
So that shows right there you have a passion for what you're doing.
Yeah.
So can you speak to because I can go on and talk about kind of lightweight gatekeeping, right? Mm-hmm. When you spoke to it, when you said you didn't have the resources, you didn't have people to guide you and say, hey, bro, don't go in that door, go in this door.
Right.
You had to go in both just to kind of learn from your mistakes. And that's something that I despise that from people that went through it and that's already there. I don't feel like anybody should do anything for you or hand you anything.
Right.
But the least you can do because you're a chosen one is to say, hey, don't go in that door, go in this one.
Yes.
So can you speak to the value that you, like you said, you want to help people who were in your position and didn't have those resources. Can you speak to that, from the standpoint of, hey, I want to help you.
So you're saying like give them a way, basically tell them how I would help.
Yeah, your guidance.
Okay. So initially when I started, there was nobody like I couldn't find a supplier. Nobody was telling me where I could go to find manufacturers and stuff like that. And what I want to do is you hit me up. You contact us personally, and we walking you all the way through from learning the language. That's one of the main things. You definitely have to know the language. And on top of that, we want to give you the tools and the knowledge to not only, you can work under us, you can work with us, partner with us, and then also, we want you to go out and do your own thing. Because nobody want to be under anybody for forever, You want to have your own. So, we want to be able to give you the marketing, the graphics, the websites, the animations, and the apparel, the best of the best. Not just, everybody start out with Gildan and they print on Gildan. You start a brand, it start out with just straight luxury, It's different.
Yeah, and that speaks volumes, man, when you have that type of mentality to want to be able to give back even when you're still trying to
build,
make it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that speaks volumes on your behalf, bro. And then one last thing before we get out of here, man. I don't want to take too much of your time up. What is your thoughts on sneakers, man? Because I'm a sneaker guy, collect sneakers. I see you got some nice kicks on, bro.
I got some red dunks on.
you got some nice kicks on. So, what is your feeling of the sneaker culture? Like, how do you view it? Is just sneakers to you, or does it mean something to you?
I love the sneaker culture. Honestly, if my mom and them was here, like they'd say, like since I was a kid, like I was obsessed with sneakers. Like it was probably one of my first obsessions. Like I was one of those kids. Like I wear my new shoes to school. I don't want to mess them up, and then when I get home, I'm cleaning them and putting them in a box. But I love the sneaker culture, man. Like I love Jordans. I love Nikes. Man, everything about shoes is me.
Yeah, man, and it goes hand in hand with the fashion.
Yes,
so
yes, it
streetwear fashion and sneaker culture, man. Sneaker culture is so related to everything, bro. Like hip hop, movies, all that, man. So that's why we can speak and we can sit and have these kind of conversations in these spaces, man. Yeah. So is this your first time being at CreatorCon?
Yeah, this is my first time.
Me too, bro. So real quick, we'll close out with this, man. What's your thoughts, man? What have you experienced from yesterday and today?
My thoughts, it's really dope, man. It's really dope to just see, like, so many creators, so many different people, so many different walks of life coming together and just like, working and trying to work together and trying to figure out the next steps. So I think this whole event is really dope, and this is honestly an experience for me right now. Now I'm speaking to you because it's my first podcast, so it's dope. I like it. I love it, man.
Yeah, go ahead, start it up then.
He said start it up.
He said he was gonna start.
Yeah. As soon as I sat down, I felt like I was home or something. So like, it's definitely dope.
That's what I'm talking about, man. And one thing that you said off camera that I'm gonna share with everybody else, man. We was just, politicking, two gents, just kind of, kicking it, getting to know each other. But when you said, "I want to see you win,"
yes, sir.
That's deep, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's deep, bro.
Yes.
I love that. Salute to you, bro. And hey, man, we locked in, bro. So
yes,
I'm happy to be a part of your journey. I'm happy you're a part of mine.
I'm happy to be a part of yours as well, man.
So thanks. And again, before you leave, man, let them know where they can find all your socials and connect with you, bro.
All right. So first, I'm gonna start off with my business. Again, y'all can follow me on Instagram at American.x.change. That's the business, and then on Facebook is American X Change, and the website is axcapparel.com. And then if y'all just looking for me on Instagram, you can find me at Goes by Khalid.
Hey, there y'all have it, man. So always remember, y'all, do not be too proud to tap in with your neighbor, man. We all in this together, man. It's enough money and flowers for everybody to get their portion, man. So, hey, thank you again, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Anytime, brother. So this ain't the last time.
No, it's not.
This ain't the last time. It's the first of many, man.
Yes,
and
sir.
it feel comfortable with him being right here, too.
Yeah, I feel right.
All right, y'all. Right. We'll see y'all on the next guest.
Peace.
All right, UFG family. So my next guest, man, my dog E. So real quick before we get into it, E, I just met him at CreatorCon.
Oh yeah.
And he's been, man, this dude been clutch, bro. So clutch. We needed certain things he didn't need. It was like, here you go. And he has a podcast too. His table's right next to ours, so we just kind of got cool just off being in the proximity, man. Proximity. So,
of course.
So real quick, E, let them know who you are, man, what you about, man, and dope jacket.
For sure, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I mean, as the jacket would imply, I have a hip hop focused podcast. Been running it for the last 3.5 years. Mm-hmm. I'm also out of the Detroit area, so the special concentration comes from a lot of Detroit artists, old and new, like all the way back from like Isham, the first Detroit artist, all the way to now with like the Skilla Babies, Sada Babies, anything Detroit hip hop, and anytime an artist visits Detroit, that counts too. So.
Yeah. So what are some of the let them know your podcast first of all, the name of your podcast, and then like kind of expound on some of the guests and the topics that you discuss when you have guests.
For sure, man. I appreciate that. So the podcast is The Eric Barber, as in The Eric Barber, TheEricBarber. We're a video podcast, so you'll find a lot of the clips on TikTok and Instagram and full episodes on YouTube. And with the guests, I'm really glad you brought it up because I kind of view myself as like not a news reporter, right? So if we bring on a guest, I don't want to just talk about like what they have coming up. I want to talk about it, but that's not like, I'm not just the guy to just push out your new stuff. I kind of view it from like a biographical type of lens. So like I want it to feel like a living Wikipedia article where like I know what you're doing from your start, like literally how you grew up, how you got into music, what kind of bodies of work has been impactful for you outside of just your most recent work, and then we'll kind of talk about what they've been up to, and then their more contemporary projects.
Yeah, so you really want to humanize the guests for the fans, man. That's dope, bro. That's really dope. And you don't see too much of that perspective. You get a lot of people, they just want to, headlines,
Of course.
The Drake and Kendrick beat, they just want that. So it's like, that's refreshing to see that that you take that angle and that perspective on your guests, and I'm sure your guests appreciate it.
Yeah,
too,
man. Because real talk, man. Like so many people in the hip hop space. Like if you think of your Adam 22 or your Vlad interviews, like those kinds of guys, they might bring someone on to talk about some stuff, but at the end of the day, they're going to ask for sure. And what's going to be the title of the video is like X artist plus controversy,
Yeah,
whether it's
always,
whatever it is, and I think sometimes even artists come onto those shows to talk about controversies because they'll bring them the views, and it kind of creates this negative news cycle, and I think it really reflects poorly on hip-hop as a whole in a general sense. So I really try to avoid that and just keep it more positive about their lives, their accomplishments, acumens, and what they're proud of.
That's dope, man. And that's just a general respect for the culture, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing in the sneaker culture. You got some figures that have a larger platform than I do.
Yep.
They make content just off of controversy.
Of course.
Just to get the viewership up. And it's like that doesn't add value to the culture at all.
Never.
At all. It actually detracts from it, and it causes a division within the culture. So I definitely identify your sentiments in regards to that.
Oh, yeah.
So let's speak about real quick, man, and I won't take too much of your time up.
Yeah.
Let's speak real quick about your personal project. Like, off camera, we was talking yesterday, and you was telling me about, you got some things in the works. So
of course,
if you want to share
Thank you, man. And I'm really glad because I guess I kind of like things just happen to align so quickly and perfectly because even just a couple months ago, I was kind of bashful about this. Like just even in the fact that maybe I didn't have the sense of belonging and I had trouble finding my own voice. But I'm glad that like we're here at CreatorCon talking about this. So yeah, actually the reason why I even started making hip hop interviews was because I was working on my own hip-hop project. It's a 12-song album titled Barbershop, after my own name,
dope.
Eric Barber.
Dope. That's dope.
Yeah, and I think it's really great because I've been working on it even before I started doing the interviews, but of course it's not out, so it's still constantly evolving, and I pull so much inspiration from who I interview because a lot of times I'm at their show, we're interviewing backstage, so they provide so much insight and clarity on the hip-hop process, stuff that I would have never thought of to pull from. And I'll be real with you too, Darnell. Like one huge thing that kind of made me like take so long with this is that you kind of listen to any big artist, right? Like a Lil Pump, and be like, okay, if this guy got big, like maybe I can do this, right? But then you meet so many artists who take unlimited, like so much time in their craft, how almost like from their onset of their birth, right? It's like, whoa, maybe I gotta like really, it opened my eyes and it really set new levels to the bar. That made me really take a step back and reflect on things.
And that goes to show like you gotta be patient, man. It's a patient game, and that it's like that in every conduit of creativity, right? It's like, like in the YouTube world, which you have a YouTube channel. So you fully identify with, okay, you want to be consistent and get content out. You want to have a schedule. You want to batch film. You want to do these things so you can be constant and consistent, and that way the algorithms can be to your benefit,
of course,
as opposed to your detriment. But you just don't want to put anything out, right? Like, I battle with that all the time because I want to, I'm my own worst critic, so I want to be the best that I can be, right, in my space. And it's hard when you need to get content out. So you go through those lows, but that's that patient waiting game that you're talking about. To ensure that you're getting the maximum Eric Barber that you can get, right?
Absolutely,
like
man.
You pushing it to the max, and that's dope, man. So when can we expect your project?
So I'm being kind of firm about this release date, January 2026. So I'll even give you a little roadmap, man. I mean, in terms of the songs, about like 10 out of 12 are actually recorded. I as far as this being like a passion project, I also am trying to like we're talking about having more content that you need for something like this. So actually every song will have a music video as well with like different styles. So some are going to be like, I have a song about hibachi because I'm Asian American, and hibachi is an Asian American concept. So we're actually filming one in a hibachi restaurant, and we have other music videos that are going to be like Lego stop motion, right? So every single video is going to have a different flavor to it, but also because it's 12 music videos for 12 songs, I kind of have this vision, and I haven't seen too many artists do it, but where you can go to YouTube, start the playlist from song 1 to song 12, and it'll feel like a movie. You know?
Yeah.
That's the goal. And it's really, that's why the January 2026, because we're currently in the video process for most of the things.
Hey, man, and nobody should be able to speed your process up or slow it down, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's dope, man. I mean, you don't hear about, you know, a full album. Like back in the day, if you can think,
of course,
you know, Michael Jackson used to air like video. They was like little mini movies,
of course,
like on national TV. You didn't have to go on cable to watch it. It was national TV, and that sound like the same vein that you're trying to create that lane from a hip hop perspective. And that's dope, bro.
Thank you, man.
That is super dope. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing it, man, and see it come to fruition. And we locked in, bro.
Of course, I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
man. Any way that we can show support over here, man, we definitely will. So, real quick, man, before we shut it down, man, was this your first experience at CreatorCon?
Yeah, man, this was my first CreatorCon. Actually, I just heard about it like last month, and then they managed to squeeze us in. So I was really happy about that.
Yeah, that's super dope, man. So what are your sentiments like? Can you share? I know you haven't put your own content out yet.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spoil it for your viewers.
Oh no, it's no biggie. You know, we're open, man.
Okay.
So yeah,
can you share like some of the people you rub shoulders with, some of the high points of this weekend? For you?
Absolutely, man. So we got a couple interviews in ourselves. What my featured guest was one of my interviews. We all got a +1. So I was really pleased about that. Another contemporary rapper, Elijah Day of the Clear Soul Forces, great interview.
Dope.
And earlier today, actually, I recorded outside of here just because of the acoustics of the room.
Yeah,
I was a little worried.
It is kind of hectic in here.
Yep. We interviewed Mikey Eckstein. He is the manager of artists like Pretty Brea, Trick, and Polo Frost. 3 definitely, like Trick, he's been huge forever. With Welcome to Detroit.
Detroit legend right there, man.
Oh, yeah. So that was a really great interview to do. And, of course, like I just got to... I don't mean to. I'm gonna rub it in your face.
Yeah, he gonna rub it in my face, man.
I gotta brush shoulders with Dame Dash, you know.
He did, man.
But that was crazy for sure. And I'll say this. I mean, this is at its core, to some degree, it's a networking event, man. I got to meet you, come onto your show, which I'm of course greatly appreciative of.
Oh man, thank
you. Meet a lot of other great creators, influencers, like-minded people, right? Like there's a lot of hungry people who have a lot of dreams, and I'm telling you what, man, like being here, linking up with you and other creators, like first thing I want to do is get home and start editing stuff and get to uploading. Like it's inspiring. Like you meet people who are obviously got the Dame Dash who runs a $500 million business, and you have people like there are people here who launched their podcast yesterday.
Man.
You have everything. You have from 0 to 100.
Yeah, man.
And everything in between. That's crazy. That's great.
That's dope, man. And proximity matters, man.
Yep.
Proximity matters. I learned that from different events that I've been at and been, had the privilege to rub shoulders with people that's up there that can make decisions to change your whole life.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So proximity does matter. And being in the space,
no doubt.
Not only being in this space like this, bro, because it's my first time being here as well.
Yep.
Being in a space like this also gives you, like you said, it gives you that push, that extra, that motivation, like, hey, I'm that much closer, So
for sure.
It's definitely dope, man, and I appreciate you being so, man, just from the time we dapped up when he chose the table next to us, bro, it's just been like we already knew each other, bro.
Yeah.
So really dope dude, man, and like I said, hip-hop and sneakers are linked together.
For sure.
You can't get one without the other. They're both, it's the culture, man. It is what it is. So that's why we seen that conduit that we share.
Of course, man. Hip hop is fashion, and fashion is hip hop.
All day, man.
No denying it.
No denying it, man. So again, E, man, thank you so much for being a part of this, man, being a part of my journey. And I'm looking forward to being a part of yours as well, bro.
Of course.
And one more time before we say we give them the deuces, man, let them know where they can find you and all your socials and your content.
Yep. So that's going to be the Eric Barber, THE space ERIC space Barber, BARBER, on all platforms, video platforms, and socials. So, yeah, thanks a lot again, man. I really appreciate it, and been loving seeing your journey, and especially you getting a lot of content today. That's been huge, bro.
Definitely got some content today. I'm tired. I'm tired, but I'm energized.
There you go.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But thanks again, E, man.
Of course.
We look into the full. Hey, January 2026, man. We're going to get that mini movie,
Let's go,
boy.
man. I appreciate it.
We got that,
Let's
man.
go.
Hey, thanks for being a part of this, man.
Thank you, man. You as well, man.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, bro.
You as well, bro.
All right, y'all. So we're going to end season 2, episode 1 with a bang, man. We got the man himself with us, man. So y'all, if y'all don't know who this is Robert Courtney Collins, man. The man behind everything that y'all seeing today. And that actually gave me the privilege that viewed our podcast and had the privilege to be here. And proximity, I always say, man, proximity is everything, bro.
Absolutely.
So just being here in this space, man, I'm eternally grateful, brother. And why don't you let the people know who don't know all about what you do, man, everything you do, and the passion that you put into it.
Yeah, so thank you. And for me, it's really about connecting people. Like, that's been my number one purpose and passion since I became an entrepreneur. And I've used different vehicles to make that happen. But ultimately, I just want to bring people together. I want to bring different backgrounds, different races together. And CreatorCon, along with Robert Courtney and Associates, along with Unique Collection, like all the different projects that I have been a part of and the company that I built, in some way, shape, or form, has been to bring people together. So that's kind of my main goals. And then in terms of just day to day, I'm a social media and brand strategist. You know, so a lot of people might hear that and might think, you know, he's a marketer or whatever. He falls under some type of marketing umbrella. Yes, it's marketing. Marketing runs the world, but really, my skill set is in understanding how people move across social media platforms, and I can watch patterns and then be able to create and decide what that particular brand or company should do based on the trends of how people are responding across the platform. So those are kind of like the two ways I would describe myself. But I feel like I show up, or people internalize me in a lot of different ways depending on how we connected.
Yeah, and that's dope, man. And to be able to see everything come to fruition, like when you was up there talking to Dame, I heard you know, on the pause moment, you be in the shower, and you get these visions, right? And you want to make sure that you make a note of that so you can bring that to fruition. So if you can speak to the ethos of Robert Courtney and Associates and to CreatorCon before there was a CreatorCon, what was that pushed you like, hey, this is what I'm going to do? Because I can tell you passionate about people. And that's dope, man, that you're not gatekeeping. You're not like, hey, I'm successful, but I don't, you know. What made Robert into that? What was that molded you?
You know, I can't tell you that there was a specific reason. I mean, I have incredible parents.
Yeah, that's
you know,
dope.
So, I mean, that foundation definitely exists. But in terms of me just being so willing to collaborate and bring people into the things that we do, share resources, share connections, it's from experience. Like, it wasn't always like that. And I think sometimes you have to experience success by doing things that you wouldn't typically do, and I think people are afraid of that. Like we talked about that a little bit in that Dave conversation, but there's a fear that exists when everybody tends to gatekeep, or everybody tends to do something a certain way, and then you don't feel right about it.
Right.
But just because everybody else does it, a lot of times people will decide like this is the way because this is what everybody else is doing. But I think what I've learned is to trust my instincts. Like I learned to trust my gut. If it doesn't feel right to me, I won't do it. I'll go the opposite direction, even when other people might not understand it. Like CreatorCon wasn't understood. Like 3 years ago, I would explain the CreatorCon concept to people and everybody would say, what is that? And then I started thinking, CreatorCon being one of my most latest projects that I've been heavily passionate and involved with, I started thinking about all of my journeys, like all of the different brands that I've built. And none was understood. Like none of them. I created a unique UNEEK collection, unifying nationalities by encouraging education and knowledge. And I would tell people that I want to use a clothing line to be more positive, to bring people together, to unify different nationalities.
I ain't get it.
And nobody understood. Like, how are you going to use a clothing line to show people that they need to be more positive? Like in 2008, it was like telling people that they could use a cell phone in 1990.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's no way you can use a phone, right? And not have it on a wire.
Yeah.
You know, so
you couldn't even explain that back then, bro.
It was like almost like taboo, like mythical, right? So when I started thinking about every project, and then even with like my marketing agency, we wear our logo is an R inside of a circle. Nobody got it. Our real name is Robert Courtney and Associates. Are you a doctor's office? Are you a real estate agency? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like people's feedback is based on their limited understanding of life and business and experiences. And so humans subconsciously will internalize someone else's opinion, and then it becomes their fear and their limitation. And it's a skill to learn how to protect that, right? Like if you tell me something that you don't agree with, and I take that information and then I decide like maybe he's right, that means that I don't have a true belief in my vision.
Right.
Like I don't really, like I'm saying it, but I don't really believe it.
Right.
You know? So anyway, all of that has been over the course of my different experiences, reflecting, analyzing, visualizing, and then most importantly, watching it happen.
Yes.
Like Unique, we did our biggest deal ever during COVID with one of the largest retail online fashion companies that exist.
Wow.
Right? RCA has over 20 national relationships with brands, right? So like all these things that people either shot down or didn't understand or didn't get it, they're doing well. You know, so after you've done that a few times, then things like CreatorCon and other projects, the mindset is if I can think it, I can visualize it, I can write it down, I know that I can make it happen.
That's
why
dope.
when me and Dame talked about like visualization might be one of the most important skill sets because
it's powerful, man.
It's powerful. Like
it's
you
powerful.
can literally create it and make it come to life.
One thing that I say, man, because being in it, as you know, I'm a sneaker collector, and being in that sneaker world, man, I've afforded a lot of different relationships with people that's in that creative space that's elite, man. So one thing that I tell my wife all the time is that sometimes you have to be delusional.
Yes.
You have to, a measure of delusion is healthy in this creative space, bro. Yeah. Because you have to believe it. And if you don't, like you said, you get that inkling of negativity or I can't do it, that's it. Game over. Yep. That's game, bro. So I definitely, man, wholeheartedly feel that. So to segue real quick, man, I don't want to take too much of your time up. To segue real quick, an event of this magnitude, to have Dennis Reed, to have Dame Dash and all these other major players, so to speak, in the creative space, bro. How the temperament, right? Your team and everybody, like when I text yesterday to the group, man, y'all did a phenomenal, like the way we feel welcome, the energy from everybody on your team. Not once did we feel like, oh, I can't ask this or whatever. It was just the whole vibe and the energy, and then of the attendees too. Like it bled off into the attendees. So how do you keep that temperament to that level with this magnitude of an event?
Yeah, that's a great observation. Back in 2016, we did an event, and it's called Branding for Beginners. And Branding for Beginners was a conference I did twice a year, and the idea behind Branding for Beginners was we wanted to give blueprints to people that were just starting out. And so we would host these different workshops. And we did one of the biggest one we ever did during this, what they were calling Detroit Startup Week. And it was probably like the third one. And this particular one, I said, you know what? I'm gonna put we had never done this before. I said, I'm gonna put our entire team in our shirts. And instead of us just doing like a normal setup registration, I'm gonna send my team out into the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
And so when people pull up, like almost like valet service, right? When people pull up, the first thing that you get when you get out of the car is going to be a conversation with one of us, and we're going to tell you how excited we are to see you. We cannot wait till you get inside. We want to make sure that you know where you're going, like just as welcoming as possible. And that was
That's
2017. Deep. The repercussions of that single event changed everything that I did from that point forward, because we went from doing these events where we would get normal feedback. Like we would get like, thank you so much, or that was cool, or whatever. After that event, I probably tripled or quadrupled the amount of, oh my God, like you guys are amazing. Like we felt so loved, like we felt so invited. Like, like just what you're saying is what everybody said, and that had never happened before. And I knew it was like this one small tweak where we appealed to people's emotion. Like you're already nervous, like you're already kind of like, I don't know what to expect, and like you're probably a little intimidated, or and so if I can elevate your mindset, if I can give you confidence before you even walk in, where it's like you feel like, it's like you go to your favorite local bar or your favorite restaurant, and you know the owner, you know the bartender, you walk in there like
Cheers, remember Cheers?
Like you giving that, it's a certain swag that you have when you have those relationships. That's what our goal, when we are intentional, we talk about it. And it's like, we have to make, and even what, I don't know if you were here yesterday when Dennis Archer Jr. was talking at the end, but one of the things, Dennis is like a major player. He's the son of Dennis Archer. Like,
of course,
he is really established. He has incredible businesses, and one of the things that he said that made him decide to hire us as an agency was the fact that we showed up with 6 people. So now this is food for thought for your listeners, right? Number one, I don't even need to go. The deal is already like, I've already had the conversations with the person that's deciding, right? Now we're on to what we call our onboarding. So the onboarding is when their management gets together with our executive management. Typically that's a project manager, and that might be the account manager. Just 2 people, right? What I understand is you gave me 1 account, but I know you have 5 accounts.
Right.
Or more.
Right.
And you have other projects and contracts, right? So you're testing me on this one.
Let's see what he do.
This is game right now. You're testing me for 1. I want all 5. I don't want just the 1. So instead of me allowing you to slowly be impressed, I'm out the gate So instead of showing up with 2 people, I come with 6 because I want you to know that I got everything that you need covered. I'm going to introduce you to our operations manager, our project manager, our head photographer, our head videographer, my assistant, right? And so now, when we walk in, it's like,
oh yeah,
he brought the cavalry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I say all that stuff to say, it's not only for events that we create that vibe. This is who RCA is.
That's who you are.
This is our brand. And if you don't feel better because you had a conversation with us, then we're not doing our job.
Hey, that's dope, man. And I love this one line. You know, I'm with the young people call it unk. So I love this one line that Jay-Z say, man, real recognize real and you looking familiar.
Absolutely.
So I can tell that you live by that, and I'm that same type of person, bro. I just, you know, I can meet somebody at Meijer in the grocery store line, and we best friends by the time I'm checking out.
We gonna kick it.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. So again, man, could you let them know where they can find you, your brands, and everything, and we'll go ahead and close it out, man.
No doubt. First of all, you a Jordan 1 fan, a sneakerhead. I ain't a sneakerhead. I'm a Jordan 1 fan.
He's a Jordan 1 fan.
That was the relatability. We connected on that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you can find me on all platforms, Robert Courtney Collins. I've been the guy behind the scenes for years, and recently I decided to come from behind the scenes because it's necessary in today's digital space to be front and center and to be on the camera, and I do have that ability. I just don't choose to use it, or I didn't choose to use it. And at this time, I'm here, but I won't be here for long. Like I'm gonna do what I need to do, and then I'm gonna fade to black.
Fade to black.
I'll be, like Jay-Z say, fading to black. But I appreciate the time and the conversation. I appreciate the support. I'm wishing great things for you,
man.
And your
thank
podcast,
you, bro. Thank you,
and
bro.
For all the people that tune in, and for all the people that came to CreatorCon. Hopefully you left with something that you can use immediately. And if you haven't put it on your calendar, November 15th, annual conference. And, next year, who knows? It could be a whole week. So we'll see how it goes. Let's
do it, man. Yes, and then too, before I let you go, man, I just want to tell you I did a little bit of research on you before. When you guys actually took time and selected my podcast to be here, bro, that meant a lot to me personally.
There was
for
a lot
real.
of them.
and I right. So it wasn't just like they just handed them out. They did their due diligence.
Well, yeah, you see, we barely had the space in here to make it happen. So
and to be able, down my family, bro. My mom, like, how did it go? You know, like everything, man. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. I appreciate it. My wife, who's my editor, the creative director, everything for the brand behind the camera. We both appreciate everything. And again, this was such an amazing event. Looking forward to next year if I get selected. I don't want to predetermine nothing, but I'm locked in with this guy now. No
doubt. We'll be in touch,
bro.
Sure.
So again, man, thanks, man. Have a good weekend. Enjoy, man. Relax.
No doubt.
Relax.
At
decompress,
first we want a
bro.
chandelier for the after party, and then I'm gonna relax.
Yeah, decompress. All right, brother. I'll see you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, y'all. So we back at the crib. What a very eventful weekend it was. What you think, man?
Oh my God, I'm still riding on the high.
Yeah.
It was very great to network with people, to meet new people, to be able to interview people, and to just see where their stories and where they came from. As you heard in the interviews, go make sure you guys go check them out. They're great people. We know them firsthand. First impressions are everything, and they made a great one, and it was a great experience, and I look forward to next year.
So one person that wasn't interviewed was you. You was working the room. Mama was working, y'all. She was working.
I was working. That's for sure.
That's her job, though. That's what she is. She's the creative director. She's the editor. She runs the behind the scenes. So as we continue to grow, we'll be able to replace you with somebody else, and you can be more on the delegation side, kind of delegate and guide and train. So, but that was great, man. So, before we close down season 2, episode 1, shout out to you, Mama. You did a great job.
Thank
You
you.
look great.
Thank you. I felt great. That suit really, and the red lipstick
you
really
felt
did.
great.
Really
new,
did
new
something for me.
hairdo, y'all. For y'all who
Oh, yeah.
visually watching,
I got a new haircut.
she got a new hairdo.
You know, it's
and I wasn't a
whole
big
new
fan
thing.
to begin with. I
and then,
really
until
wasn't.
he seen the whole outfit put together, then he was like, "Oh, okay."
She seen the vision, and it happens like that. Even in the creative process, she may see something and like, "Oh, I see this," and I'm like, "No." And it vice versa too. I see stuff and I'm like, "Oh, I see this vision. It's got to happen like this." And she's like, "What?" And then when it comes to fruition, we both like, "All right, bet."
Light bulb.
So
moment.
yeah. So shout out to you, babe. You did an excellent job arranging everything while I'm interviewing people, as y'all seen earlier in the podcast or listened to earlier. She had people lined up, ready to go. She informed them we're a family friendly show to kind of watch their language.
Yeah, and thank you, by the way.
Yeah,
for those
and thank
who
you guys
did,
for doing that, making that adjustment for us.
Thank you.
And it was cool, man. It was cool. So what was your impressions, real quick? We'll get to your impressions. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but just kind of dive a little bit deeper. And then your thank yous, if you want to say thank you to, all the moving pieces and people behind the scenes that helped us out. And then, just kind of put a bow on it.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, it was, we've had 2 days to think about this, and I still haven't put words together on what I want to say as far as how thankful and grateful I am. I know I'm grateful on behalf of both of us, but for me personally, it really was a great experience to put into use what I've learned these past couple months. So
it was a confidence boost.
It was definitely a confidence boost. It was definitely a confidence boost when somebody mentioned to me, like, "Hey, have you thought about consulting? Have you thought about doing this, getting paid for this?" And I'm like, I still need to gain a little bit more confidence, me personally.
My man Dave in my studio. Shout out.
And, and so, but to be told that, it really definitely put a great bug in my ear as far as, you further.
But ain't nobody's taking my wife from me, bro. She not going to work for nobody. We
UFG
working on
all
this.
Day.
You feel me?
But as far as thank you goes, man, Rob, he did a phenomenal job.
Amazing,
it was
bro.
great to interview him. It was great to just chop it up with him. After the show ended, we were like the last.
Yeah, we waited, bro.
We waited around.
I waited.
So that interview,
everybody was gone.
That interview that right before this one here. He was very nice enough to lend us some of his time, and we knew he was busy, tired.
Super busy.
Brooke, shout out. You do a lot of behind the scenes. Very sweet. So just thank you to everybody. Kat,
at the registration table.
Kat, man,
Kat was amazing.
She held it down.
Yeah.
She was on that. Like she said, I'm gonna be here in this spot this whole time.
And she was.
And she was, man. And
she made me show proof. I had to leave Friday. So real quick story. Friday, I had to leave and go. It was daddy-daughter dance. This is the second year that me and Nani attended daddy-daughter dance at her school. And Friday, the event actually started 4 p.m. Friday. Daddy-daughter dance started at 5.
Right.
And, we live 20 minutes from downtown. So I wasn't able to be in attendance at CreatorCon on the initial, open door.
Yeah.
Right. So Kat was like, "You better not be here." And she was like, "If you show up here tonight," because we was there earlier in the day setting up our table. As y'all seen my last YouTube video, I kind of showed y'all the behind the scenes process. And she was like, "If you come back, you better show proof that you went." So we showed her proof. We showed her the proof.
Instagram,
so,
go show some love on that picture.
Absolutely,
because my naughty
man.
girl and my man here, they looked really good. So,
yeah. We had a good time though.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
She had so much fun too.
Yeah, she did. She loved it, man. And it was so simple. We just we danced, we ate pizza, we colored, and it was it really. It was just it's a process, and it's our second year doing that. So
looking forward to it
to
being
many more. Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was great. I'm very proud of us. I'm proud of myself. I didn't know I was capable of doing that much, and
hey man,
when
you never know until you put in that situation.
Right. When you put in that situation, and I'm proud of myself.
Show what you made of.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself.
And me as well, man. I felt like I was nervous, man. I was nervous, but then it was like I was so nervous. I don't know if y'all ever felt this way, so anxious, so nervous. My emotions was going crazy, was raging, and I was going crazy to the point it just went numb. Like, I ain't feel nothing no more. I ain't care. It was like, whatever, let's do it.
And you know what? I know.
It felt amazing.
I know you because obviously I know you, but you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sitting here editing the clips before we're doing this part here. You couldn't even tell.
But even when I was interviewing different people, I just wanted to make sure I didn't look like an idiot, because this is our first season interviewing other people, right? We never had a guest. Jim Nelson was my first official guest.
Always gonna remember
Tamashian was my second official guest. You feel me?
Yeah.
Who was 3? Corey. I think Corey was my 3rd, and then Khalid, and then Rob. So, no, Eric E.
Yeah.
And then Rob. So it was like, man, you know, I wanted to make sure that I really gave them their flowers, that they showcase who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to drown it out by sneakers. So I didn't really talk about sneakers. As I told y'all, I want to kind of, you know, broaden out a little bit.
Yeah.
We could still come back to sneakers. This is home. This is the meat and potatoes, right? But I really wanted to talk about things that kind of that's their world, and to highlight their world to our listeners. And it still kind of came back to sneakers. Like Jim was talking about his J's.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Rob, I meant to talk to Rob about his J's, but I was just so in the moment, and I was so happy that I got a hold of him.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about it. I really did. And he said something at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, and then and I was like, dang, I did forget that. But, you know, shout out to Rob, man.
You asked the questions that you had to ask him, and it was great.
And it revolved around CreatorCon. CreatorCon was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, the magnitude of that, it's just, y'all seen the questions and his answer. So there's no need for me to circle back to that. So was that the bow on your thank yous?
Yeah, that's the bow. And I want to just one last thing. Thank you, babe. You know, thank you.
You're welcome.
We worked well. You know, we had a little stuff, but you know what? We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it. We conquered it, man.
Yep.
So that's something that we can always say, that we can put in our a notch in our belt on, that, hey, you know, we're official. We're not out here playing.
Right.
We ain't playing, y'all. UFG is not playing. So real quick, I'll close it off with my special thank yous and everything like that. So first off, everyone that works for Robert Courtney and Associates, yeah, man, I can't explain it. It's the way y'all had everything. If y'all had seen what I told Rob, like, everyone made everyone feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. Nobody made us feel like, oh, should I ask them or should I not? You know, like, oh, if we didn't initially, we didn't know how to work the recorder. And then you asked Brooke. Brooke was like, boom, Johnny on the spot, like figuring it out. And then y'all both figured it out together. Equipment wasn't a problem. At first it was like, hey, y'all only got one mic. And then stuff happened when we had both mics. So it was like everything just fell in place, man. Mm-hmm. And it felt really, really good. It felt great. To meet everyone from my sister Raquel and I forgot her partner's name, but 50 Shades of Life, you know,
they were
dope, man. And then Miranda, Moy Hair Essentials, you know, Eric Barber, Jim Nelson, you know, Ryan, Ken at the head, the Heaviest the Head podcast.
This is still new to us, guys. Forgive us, please.
Yeah. So Heaviest the Crown, is it? Or Heaviest the Head?
Oh my God.
Sorry. Hey, it is what it is. You know, I forgot. I'm sorry.
We'll tag everybody.
But everybody's tagged in it. You guys seen it, man. Heaviest the Head podcast. And then who else, man? My man Dave from In My Studio.
Oh yeah.
You know,
he was
really, really dope, man.
He was the one that gave me that little bug in my ear.
The consultant. So, yeah. And then, you know, just so many people. If I forgot anybody, I sincerely apologize. No, Dylan. Dylan was dope. Remember, he interviewed me.
Oh yes, he was.
Dylan was dope,
he was fun.
bro.
That was fun.
Dylan was dope. He was dope. So it's just it was just a plethora. It was just the whole experience in itself. Again, this is 2 days later, and I'm still on that high. Yeah. So, we loved it, man. So I just want to express my deepest gratitude. Thank you to everybody that we came across, that we brushed shoulders with, that we worked with briefly, And for everybody that's locked in with us, we locked in, y'all. When we locked down, ain't no switching up. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, we locked in, y'all. So we definitely gonna tap in. There's so much potential and growth on the side of UFG that I see coming. As y'all see, we got new art for this season. You know, that was on our table. We got a banner, you know, so it's just growth, man. You know, to see us start with just the mic and like with a rough draft, and now here we are. Like
here we are.
We're official.
Baby.
Like
Season
people know
2.
who we are. So that's a good thing, man. We just got to continue to grow. You know, enjoy the moment, and then too, you know, to everybody else that's on their grind, that's out there, in that podcast world, in the creative world, period. Keep doing y'all thing, man. It was a joy to see everybody grinding and hustling. Like that's what this weekend was. You see, everybody was in their comfort zone, in their element, just moving, hustling, moving. And that's what it's about, man. When you see that motivates you. I know I get fuel from that. We get fuel from that. And then hopefully we're reciprocating and giving you guys fuel too when it comes to the creative process and you know, fulfilling your goal of being in line with your passion. Absolutely. Basically.
So thank you guys so much.
So thank you guys.
We truly appreciate
your
support.
Cambria Hotel as well. Yeah. The staff that's at the Cambria Hotel. Shout out to you guys, man. Such a dope experience. Everything went well, man. It wasn't no fighting, no loud. No, it was some dude was yelling in the back of the podcast play. I don't know what that was about, but yeah. So, but I think he was just like excitement. It was like pure excitement.
Right.
It was just, but it was no, you know, you didn't feel unsafe. You didn't feel anything. It just felt really good to be all of us to be under one roof like that and everybody on the same page. So, I forgot AB, Amber.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Amber.
Oh, my God. See, now the names is coming.
Yeah, names are starting to come up now.
But if we forgot
we forgot
anyone,
y'all tagged. Everybody I interviewed and spoke with, your socials are already visually tagged in the visual side. And then if you're listening on a podcast, Apple Podcasts or Spotify, then you can hear it as well. They say it as well. So, but anyway, man, we're going to shut it down, man. Season 2, episode 1, huh?
Let's go.
Huh?
Let's go.
So,
thank you guys.
So, thank you guys so much, man. And we're going to end with DK's famous saying. Hey, y'all, man, keep making noise until somebody hear you. You feel me? And they're going to hear you. You keep putting yourself in position, they're going to hear you, man. It's inevitable. And when they do hear you, you stay ready so you never, ever have to get ready. You feel me? So I love y'all so much, man. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on episode 2 next week. Remember, every Monday, we're going to switch the time, though.
Yes.
So we'll let y'all know the time. But every Monday, UFG Podcast Season 2, we back at it, y'all. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all. Love y'all, man. Peace.